What's going on, B Nation? I hope you guys are all doing well. This is what I'm eating today, a whole bunch of grapes. Actually, I did have some fresh squeezed orange juice this morning with some apples. It's really good. And now we're just eating a bunch of grapes. And mm, these are from South Africa. They are my favorite so far. And I thought I would talk about detoxing and spirituality and what it means to me. And spirituality to me, it's really just connecting with yourself, connecting back to yourself that you may have lost yourself in this world and connecting back to nature. But it can mean so many different things for people. There's also this energy flow of yourself, and for me, it's about releasing these blockages in the body, physically, emotionally, mentally. And when you bring in the raw food, that's what happened with me. I didn't even, I grew up going to church. My mom wanted us to go to church. My dad didn't believe. My dad's agnostic. So we went to church till about I was 14. And I didn't know, I wasn't really into it. I actually hated going to church, to be honest with you guys. And I didn't, I didn't know what to believe. I took a religion course in university and learned all about the religions. I learned even Buddhism, even the path, they talk about the path to enlightenment. And it didn't really mean anything to me at that time. But I felt like there was something more. And I didn't, really read any books about this. It was really just detoxing with the fruit that really pulled me into connecting with my internal energy, if you want to call it that. And, the saying, like, the truth can't be told, it can only be realized. I really feel that that's the truth right there, is through experience, that's where you're going to find the truth. When you test it on yourself, you apply it on yourself. And for me, that was the raw living food, the fruit, really pulled me back to myself. And when I started to detox and start eliminating these blockages like my ovarian cysts and, some of this mucus and out of these openings, it's increasing, your blood flow, your lymphatic flow. So once you start taking out these blockages of the body, the energy flow can start to increase. And I don't even think you guys were aware at this point of the capabilities of the human body, the potential that we can have. A lot of us have been born into these really weak bodies. And I feel for a lot of you guys out there, even, myself, we have been brought into this world with these genetically weak bodies, and then we're given so much information, and we spend most of our lives trying to find truth, and we go through the system, and we may get cut up, we may get burned, and we go through all these trials and errors and trying to figure out what is truth and where is health. And health is here, you guys. Health is where your fruits and vegetables are, your leafy greens, but also finding peace within yourself. And sometimes you have to go through these dark times to get to the light. Sometimes you have to go through these dark emotions, these situations they may come up again, because each one of our cells is very intelligent, has a memory. And so when you start turning these cells on, you don't know what can come up. You don't know what can come up next. And for me, it's really working on the adrenal glands, because those are the glands that are hit the hardest. So if you're dealing with a lot of emotions and a lot of things that have happened to you in the past, then really working on the adrenal glands is is a must, because that's the emotional gland that takes a hit. And we can strengthen it with the raw living foods, with some herbs to really help that. But it's also just be yourself, just being in the present moment. And that's where you're going to find your strength, and getting out of the mind, getting out of this mental world of all this information, all this academics, and all this information that may be coming from the outside world, whether that is through what your friends and family are telling you. These influences, external influences, can have an effect on you. And that's through even media, television, what your parents are telling you, what your doctors may be telling you. There's so many influences out there, and you have to watch that you're not ignoring yourself, your inner voice. And that was the biggest thing for me, is detoxing. It's now you are hearing that inner voice that you may have suppressed. So when you shine the light onto yourself, now you are giving yourself love, you're giving yourself light, the light food. But you also may have had to go through the darkness. You may have to still go through dark emotions, experiences, and that is just to make you stronger. It's to make you stronger physically, mentally, emotionally. And when you start getting out these blockages physically, now you're increasing the flow of energy in your body. These fluids, the blood and the lymph, are now flowing. They're starting to flow as it should be. And it's amazing the clarity you can get, the awareness you can get, and how observant you can become. And just connecting, once you start cleaning up the pineal gland, the pineal gland is like your third eye, your sixth sense, if you want to call it, which can help you connect, right? It's like Wi-Fi. If that has been blocked, if we have been eating these acidic foods like this meat, dairy, the processed food, junk food, if we've been breathing in chemicals, whatever we put on our skin, whatever we're absorbing in our mind through television, media, through parents, and other influences, that can all affect our pineal gland, even the water we're drinking, the chlorine and fluoride. I mean, I don't want to freak all you guys out there, but there's a lot of chemicals out there, and we really need to work on bringing health back to the body, cleansing the body, and cleansing our senses. When they become blocked, we lose sight. It's like our compass. We lose direction. We lose sight of who we are and what it is that our purpose here, and what it is that you're supposed to bring to this world. And you may have lost sight of that with all the information, all the noise. So I'm just here to kind of wake people up and to help people with their health and their happiness, and finding what it is that makes you happy, and not being, doing something just to make other people happy, because it's really about you and your journey, and realizing that with spirituality, there is no judgment. Everyone is on their own unique journey. And even though some people are maybe going down a dark road, it's like you have to just realize that everybody's on their own path, and they may be having to go down this path to teach them something. And we're all having different moments, teachable moments, if you want to call it. And that's what spirituality is for me. It's about connecting with yourself, the energy, and cleaning up these blockages so we can have that free flow of energy, and we can, connect with all. That's what it is all about, just realizing that we're all connected, and seeing yourself in others. And when you see yourself in others, who can you hurt? Who can you harm? And it's also, there's so many synchronicities out there too. And I have had so many, you guys, and it's freaky. But it's really just paying attention and becoming in the present moment, getting out of the mind of this thought process. And how you get out of the mind is you just stop thinking, you stop wanting, desiring. All you really need is yourself. And to become happy, to become free and find what it is that makes you happy, is really starting with bringing in the raw living food, bringing in health in the body, so you can free up these blockages. And once you start if you look at the body as like an onion and you start peeling back the layers and you start finding your true self and finding what it is that you want to do in this life, that to give you the most happiness, So many of us, we may not even realize that we are in a prison. We may not even realize that there is so much more health and happiness out there. But we may have just been, when we come into this world, our freedom, our health, and our happiness has, well, for me, it was taken away. And it wasn't until I started giving my body health, that's when I started realizing each one of you have the power. Each one of you have your own control of your body and what you want to do with it. And you have the key, and you have to go, you got to go in to get out, to realize that. So spend some time alone with yourself, spend some time meditating, just breathing and not getting lost in the thoughts of what this person said, what that person said, all this information, all this noise. Just learn to breathe in the present moment and be happy just to connect, have some alone time with yourself. So many of us, we may have to be with people to feel whole, but yet you may realize you still feel alone. So it's interesting because you don't really need to have that's why, even in Buddhism, they say stop desiring and stop thinking and judging. And that's really, for me, what spirituality is too. It's not needing to have anything and just being one with yourself. And that's really all that you need and all that you are going to be taking around this planet. So for me, it's about bringing in the health, cleaning up the body, getting that energy flow so you can see what it's like to be the best version of yourself and have the best health out there, have the best physical body, physical vessel to take you around this place. So you can also, clean up your senses and see the potential that you may have that you didn't even know. That's the crazy part, you guys. You may have not even realized what you're capable of doing, but it's just been blocked by all these foods and information out there. So I'm here to just kind of wake people up and help people and become their best version. And I'm just sharing what has helped me. I'm going to share my own experience of my own awakening and that kind of process. It was up, down, lots of emotions, a scary kind of road. And I had to kind of get broken down to be free. And that's just what it is. The truth will set you free. It might piss you off, but it's through experience that we learn. And truth can't be told. It has to be realized. So thank you guys. This is just, it's probably gone on quite long here, but I just want to get that video out there that spirituality for me is connecting back with myself and nature and realizing that we're all connected and we're all on our own journeys. And you may be going through some hard times right now, but it's remember that nothing in the universe stays the same. So, and this may be a teachable moment for you. So there's always something to learn, whatever it is that you're going through, and it's there to make you stronger. And sometimes you got to go through that darkness to get to the light. Sometimes you got to go through the physical pains to get better health. And that's emotionally, mentally too. So learn to stop thinking, learn to stop these thoughts and become present. So thank you guys for tuning in. As always, be alkaline, be yourself, and be getting in some nature you time today. Cheers.